You see that big explosion over in Westminster? Hey. Oh, you wanna go? Let's go then. Is that you?
Am I? Is that you? No, not like this. Please!
No survivors.
No.
Have a fucking taste of this.
No, not like this.
Too fucking early. Chin up, lads. We'll get the rounders next time.
Well, the Wayfarer. Isn't that something? Venturing into my territory is generally considered a bad idea. But I hear you're more competent than most. If you're so confident, Wayfarer, attack me. But if you'd rather live, got a job for you. Something I need doing, and I need it done well. For the sake of my conscience. Indeed. Don't change the subject. Perhaps I'll do it once the job's done. Flat fee of 2,500 tickets. It's of a sentimental and personal nature. I won't go into detail. I hear talk of a man at St. Paul's Sanctuary. John Marsh. I used to know a man by that name. I owe him a life debt. For a long time I thought him dead. If that isn't the case, I still owe him for that debt. If it's him, do whatever he asks, no matter what. When you're paid off my debt, you'll be paid in cash. Question him. He's one of the few people who know my real name. The fact he knows it ain't Miller will be proof enough. Saved my life. At great risk to his own. He won't. I'm not a liked man in London. I doubt the do-gooders at St. Paul's will let me back in without an army at my back. Then go to St. Paul's and don't waste any time. When's the next bash? I'm rearing to go.
Another mercenary. Come to rob me, as I told the last one. I've given everything to the Sanctuary. You bandits won't get a... a scrap. Ah, my apologies. I've had too many thugs in here trying to shake me down. I accumulated some wealth in my travels. Nothing monetary. Trinkets, baubles, that sort of thing. I've left it all to this place. Couldn't think of anywhere more deserving. Name's John Marsh. What can I do for you? Is that so? Well, confirm away. Not sure how, though. I don't carry identification or any such trivialities. The famed Miller of Islington. I knew him a long time ago. He was a very different man back then. Different name, too. I was new to the area. He'd just left the Pistols. We did some odd jobs together, security work, that sort of thing. When I found out why he was no longer with the Pistols, we parted ways. He murdered someone and was banished for it. I've been traveling. There's more to this world than London. We were in Lewisham, scavenging for old world technology. We got reckless. A roof caved in on us. I got out for some reason. I don't know, loyalty. I went back for him. Managed to dig him out before the building collapsed entirely. At the time, I told Miller he didn't owe me anything. He didn't like that. It made him feel, knowing what he's become, I'm of a mind to take him up on the offer. If he really wants to pay off his debt, he could end his reign of terror. But he won't do that. Which is why he sent you, I take it. With the power he's accumulated over the years, there isn't a lot he can't do. But I imagine there's still quite a lot he doesn't want to do. You are a proxy through which he can pay off his debt. It's a matter of pride for him. Conscience has nothing to do with it. Of course there is, but... oh, damn it. There is something. Something I need you to do. But it isn't very pleasant. As you can see, I haven't much time left in this world before I move on to the next. And I'd like to make that journey with the love of my life, Jane. I lost her many years ago. But her soul, it isn't at rest. We were traveling through Newham together, got separated. She was delirious when I found her. She must have fallen into the marina. I carried her for a while, to the old airport. I couldn't help her. She'd already started to... so change. I ran. I could never bring myself to look back. Until now. I need you to go there and put her soul to rest. Gods no. That wouldn't have mattered. A ghoul. Feral. Makes you think twice about those commuters. Each one of them a person. Each one reduced to a base life. You can't kill what's already dead. That walking corpse is not the woman I love. It was so long ago, yet still so painful. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm not going anywhere. Turning feral isn't the only way one can lose their humanity. It's who I was accepting it from that irked me, but I realize now this is too important to leave be. Quickly, if possible. Goodbye.
me. I sat on a landmine. I was searching for a pre-walled sack near the marina. Got tired. So I sat down and... click. It's one of those old-fashioned ones. Won't go off unless I move. Tell me about it. That's a question I'll ask myself for the rest of my life. Fine. I was drunk as a lord, okay? My head was spinning like a clock. I virtually fell on the thing. Oh, thank you. Thank you kindly. There's a Pindar station down the road. It might still have a bed kit. Please hurry. Bomb emergency defusal kit. All the Pindar stations had them. They weren't famously reliable, but what other choice do I have? Thank you. Do you have the bed kit? Let's do this. You actually did it. I'm alive. Thank you, stranger. I shall cherish every moment of life you've given me. Take this. I'm a scav by trade. Here's all my earnings. The least I can offer you. Oh, and I've got a stash nearby, just southwest of here near the outflow pipes. What's in there is yours. See you around.
I need to warn you about something. Before I met you, I was a loner, mostly for self-protection. Whoever said there's safety in numbers was not radioactive, I'll tell you that. And as such, I've forgotten how to be a friend. But seeing you and your daring do's and your even more daring don'ts, it reminded me of something important. You deserve to know every sordid detail of my life. You've earned that much. Did you ever wonder why I decided to take my boss across the face on a random Tuesday afternoon? No. I mean, yes, it's part of it. A very small, yet simultaneously very large part of it. I'm losing my mind. Within a few years' time, I will become nothing more than another blind, snarling commuter. And there is nothing I can do about it. It's perhaps the only certainty I have in life, apart from death and tariffs. A few months back, I was dealing with an odd bout of brain fog. Thought it was stress. I was quite the dedicated worker, you see. Wanted to replace my boss. Had been working 100 years of long nights for it. I went to a doctor Turns out it wasn't stress, but rather my brain beginning its feralization process. Soon, I was told, the fog would turn into memory loss. I'd lose my faculties, my voice, my sense of self. And one day, I'd go to sleep Arthur and wake up an animal. I'm sorry. I've never told this to anyone else before. Thank you. I went to work, all shaken up. I accidentally made a few typographic errors. Missing apostrophe here, dangling participle there. It was enough for my boss to berate me in front of the entire office. Call me a dunce, a waste. I looked up at this man, who I had worked under for decades. This man who had never thanked me, never seen me as anything other than a name on a spreadsheet, and I realized I'd die before him. So I did what I had to do, and I punched him. It felt so good to give in to my rage after years of apologizing and begging for his forgiveness. But by the time I realized what I was doing, the damage was done. And that's how we find ourselves here, at these crossroads. Trust me, if it ever happens, I won't be near you. I don't want you to remember me as whatever I'll become. The doctor said anywhere between a few months and a few years. I don't know enough about ghoul anatomy to be certain. I have a list of things I wanted to do once I got that managerial position. Things that I could have done at any time, but that I chose to ignore in favor of working another pointlessly long night. After my diagnosis and my firing, I thought I'd never accomplish a single thing on the list. Why bother? But now, seeing you and your actions, I want to try again. I want to complete my list. Will you help me? Thank you. Truly. From the bottom of my heart. Now, my list isn't exactly what I'd call high art. It's 4 objectives, all of which carry a personal meaning. The first one is rather simple. I want to buy a fancy bottle of Sippison gin at my favorite pub in Westminster. That is on purpose. You have to understand, my list was all about rewarding myself for finally obtaining the promotion I had worked so hard for. It's not about life-changing choices, but rather life-affirming moments. Hence the simplicity of it. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Which is it?
Maybe I'll visit outside the walls sometime. See how the other half live.
What do you want? Don't have it. Thanks. I still don't have it. The place that made them closed up years back. They're not making them anymore. No. No idea who that is. No idea. The brewery might have some? Place got taken by hooligans last spring, though. Not safe. Yeah, buy some. I do hope Father is proud of me.
Can't avoid this fight. Injury check. Anyone hurt? No? Just me? Whoever's hiding will give him a chance to escape. No use enduring. Time for battle. My old bones can't hang right into a lion's den. I'm quite used to emerging victorious from things. As an authority in the matter, let me be the first to say that belongs in a museum. Let me show you just what I've learned. I'll take the rear, you take the rest. Very well there, my friend. Do you suppose living here desensitizes you to good taste? I hope I'm wrong, but I believe we're being watched. Thank God, it's a force of not. I knew it. We're being attacked. Another successful, violent interaction. How can I be of service to you? What of it? My God, you're amazing. Thank you so much for this. With that done, we move on to the next item on my list. This one requires some explanation. A long time ago, when I was starting my job as a data entry clerk, sold a family locket, handed down to me by my mother. I wrote down the name of the man whom I sold it to, because I knew I wanted to buy it back the instant I was financially stable. That's what we're going to do. Buy back my family locket. The man's name was Drood.
Luxury.
Come on down to Drood's Dudes and Doodads. How may I help you? Drood at your service. Think of me as your go-to stop for any do's, doodads, and everything in between. Doodads means things, I think. Never bothered to look up a real definition. Take a look for yourself. Drood at your service. Think of me as your go-to stop for any do's, doodads, and everything in between. Doodads means things, I think. Never bothered to look up a real definition. Sure I do. Stuck-up ghost fella. Sold me his family locket. Why, you interested in it? Pretty unique. Gonna cost you a lot of dosh. 2,500 tickets, I suppose. Supply and demand, market economics. Come on, mate, be real. Price stays the same, 2,500 tickets. That's how much either you or that ghoul are gonna have to pay me. Sorry, don't make the rules, you know. This ought to be good. All right, tell me why I shouldn't fleece you for all you got. Mate. You know what? That sounds like a good idea. How about, instead of giving me 2,500 tickets, you give me 2,501 tickets? Yeah, get fucked, mate, and go get me that money. That's what I thought. Now, be a good one and go get my money, all right? Oh, it ain't fair, is it? You crying up to your mum and da about how mean Mr. Drood is, being unfair. Of fucking course it's unfair. I'm the one holding all the cards here. That's the way the world works. Supply and demand, market economics. Come on, mate, be real. I bet. You better have 2,500 tickets when you do. I do hope Father's proud of me. What's that smell? Oh.
How long do you think until they notice what you've done? How can I be of service to you? What of it?
Yes.
That's it. That's my mother's locket. It looks exactly the same as the day I sold it. Thank you, my friend. If we were to stop right here and forget the rest of my list, I'd still be eternally grateful for what you've done. Now, for the next item on my list. I always fancied myself a bit of a philanthropist. Giving back is perhaps one of the most important things a man can do with their time on Earth. And ever since I heard about the Tommy expansion in Brickton, in the papers, I knew there was one thing I wanted to do. I want to build a water well for the people of Brickton. As a Westminster resident, I feel partially responsible for the contamination in the area. I have an old workmate named Graham who went to go live there. He might be able to help us with this matter. We should find him. And of course, it isn't real philanthropy if I don't put some tickets forward, so here, most of my remaining finances.
Life at the top is immensely satisfying.
As I live and breathe Arthur Mountbatten, and I can see you've brought a friend with you. I am Graham Parker. A pleasure to meet you. What brings you two to this little side of paradise? We used to work side by side. Literally, my cubicle was right next to his cubicle. Hard not to become friends when you're that close to someone. I mainly work on ensuring that Brickton gets all the supplies and resources it needs to survive. It takes quite a lot to keep a place like this well fed, but I'm doing my part. I had joined the Foreign and Commonwealth Office in the hopes of changing London for the better. But at one point, I realized our job consisted of nothing but pointless cataloging and data entry. And so, I came here to make a real difference. Ah, I see. So it's finally happened. Arthur has told me quite a lot about his to-do list. And this well in particular. But I'm afraid it won't be as easy as he made it seem. You see, money alone won't save the world. The tickets can cover the labor, but the people of Brickton don't have access to the kinds of materials necessary to build a permanent water well. With a small investment of 250 tickets, I can build a temporary well. It won't be perfect, hell, it won't even be that good, but it will help. If you get me 500 tickets, I'll be able to build a better temporary well. It'll help more people, but again, it'll be temporary, not made to last, you see. For us to truly help Brickton, we'd need someone to go to the nearby abandoned construction site and collect a few materials for us. Someone like, well, you and Arthur. With a small if you get for us. Stay safe. Arthur, how goes your cricket game? Still a wizard with the wicket?
Haven't played a game since you left, Graham. None can compare to you.
Still the czar of compliments, I see. We must catch up.
Soon, my friend. Soon.
friend of Arthur's is a friend of Brickton. Yes? Fantastic work! This is outstanding. No, this is revolutionary. You've single-handedly changed the game. Tell Arthur that the Mountbatten Well will be built here in Brickton, and that he has found his perfect philanthropic match in you.
How can I be of service to you? What of it? Did you know that there's a huge percent of population without easy access to clean, potable water? That's why we're building a well. As for Brickton, well, you can't get much poorer than them, right? Graham was a former co-worker of mine. He quit some years before me, citing a growing disillusionment with local government. I kept in contact with him because he was a nice chap. And believe me, those are quite rare nowadays. I know, and you did such a formidable job. That well isn't just a symbol of hope, my friend. It's an enduring monument to our partnership, and what happens when great minds work together. Although the well bears my name, equal credit belongs to you. Now it's time for the last item on my list, and this one is perhaps the most difficult to bear with. I need you to help me find my parents' burial place. I don't remember where it is anymore. I don't remember if I ever knew. But not a day goes by where I don't ponder about it, especially as I have begun to forget almost everything I knew about them. We should start with the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. Perhaps they'll have a clue there. Or perhaps I should find a new way to say goodbye. Do keep in mind, we might dabble in some trespassing. It'd be wise to keep our wits about us. It's been a long time since I've stepped foot in these hallowed halls. I used to have my sandwiches in that break room.
I'm in touch with humanity.
Would you believe I was ready to spend my life in this place? Might we stay a few moments here? I do enjoy the cleanliness.
Maybe I'll visit outside the walls sometime. See how the other half live. I live in fear, knowing you people can reproduce.
There it is. My file. Let me take a look at it. Hackney. Yes. Yes, it rings a bell. A faint one, but a bell nonetheless. Perhaps they have a records room we can peruse. It's fight time.
Protectron on duty.
Initiating search for hostile target.
Locks were made to be... Let's not dawdle here. Not exactly in the mood for night terrors.
Someone cleaning their scoop. Knew there was something really sneaking about. Strangers on this road, girl, once again.
Can't believe it. Is this true? This place is rancid, and I don't have a nose anymore. What about that? Not much. I remember my mother enjoyed the BBM. I remember my father was... It'd be far easier to list everything I don't remember about them. Their voices, their faces. It's been a long life, my friend. I need you to help me find mine, but not a day goes by. I want to at least... Very well. We have to go there. If it's where I think it is, then we're both in for a surprise.
Pull your hat out your eyes and get it properly fitted, you numb. Watch where you're going.
Watch where you're going.
I can't believe we're here. Look around. This isn't far from where we met. To that sign I was hanging from. And here we are. Mildred and Frederick. Yes, I remember. My father's friends called him Freddy. I remember that now. I never thought I'd remember. Of course. Of course. Mother, father. Hi. It's Arthur. It's been so long since we talked. Almost 200 years. Oh yes, your son's almost thrice as old as you two were. Just being here, it's all coming back to me. Well, not all. I don't think my brain could handle all that joy. Ma? Da? I'm forgetting. One day, I'll forget who I am. But it's all right. Because I found a friend. Someone to make new memories with. Oh, God, da. Remember that time at the beach? You saved up for 2 weeks to take us there. And all I could talk about was how much I wanted that bloody new toy car. I wouldn't shut up about it. And you looked so mad, but so happy. I was what, 10? I was a little pest. And you loved me. You both did. I remember it, Da. I remember you. Goodbye. I love you. Were you just staring at me that whole time? God. That means a lot to me. That was it. The last item on the list. It's all finished. But there is one last thing I want to do with you. Come and watch the sun set with me. I'll tell you why once we're there. Let's put our heads together on this one. Come and watch the sun set with me. I'll tell you why once we're there. Here we are, our final stop in this little farewell tour. Except I'm not saying goodbye, but rather hello to a new day. How do you feel now that we've finished my little to-do list? Grateful, satisfied, and so much more. There's so much to see and to talk about as well. The reason I brought you here was to thank you. Think about everything you've done for me. You went through God knows what to obtain a rare bottle of Sipperson's gin. You returned my family locket to its rightful owner. But after, you made your way through hell to build a permanent well for the people of Brickton. Subsequently providing me with the closure I've sought after all those years by finding my parents' graves. All things considered, you didn't just accomplish my to-do list. You became more than just a friend. You became family. I love you, my friend. Please accept these 3 gifts from the bottom of my heart. My Webley, my last Westminster salary, rightfully yours. And this, my bowler hat. I know it's not much, but perhaps it will remind you of me, even when I am long gone. After all, that's what we are. Memories. So let's make some great ones. Together. Keep your mitts away from my head.